Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and this second video today where we're going to talk a bit about Kandi Technologies. It's quite some time since we had anything about Kandi, but yesterday something interesting happened with Kandi. As we can see here, the share price development over the last 6 months, towards the end of the year, it skyrocketed up to around $14 a share. Then after the Hindenburg report, it suddenly dropped quite significantly and it was then trading sideways for a few months, where after it moved into a kind of like a downtrend. The share price, together with a lot of the other EV manufacturers in China, went down to around $6 US a share, and over the past week or so it has recovered a bit and it stands now at $7.12 USD. So basically what happened was that Kandi ended its affiliation with Geely, which they had a JV through a company called Fengsheng, and that has been in place since 2013. And basically what happened was that there was a equity transfer agreement between the companies where Kandi's 22% equity interest was bought out. It was basically transfers to Geely in exchange of approximately $47.3 million in cash, which Kandi received. The JV focused on research and development, on production and marketing and sale of electric vehicles in China. And this is obviously quite interesting because this is one of the key markets besides the US for Kandi Technologies. In the JV, Geely provided the EV designs and Kandi provided the EV manufacturing resources. So overall, is this good or is this not good? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about this in this video and see what is our perspective and what is Kandi's perspective as well. So the chairman and CEO of Kandi Technologies, Mr. Hu Xiaoming, it's probably not said correct, but I'm trying my best. Since Geely took control of Fengsheng, it experienced large losses for a variety of reasons. To eliminate the impact of these losses on Kandi, our senior management, authorized by the board of directors, decided to transfer our ownership position to Geely. After friendly negotiations, the terms of the transfer were agreed upon and approved by the Xinjiang Provincial Administration for Market Regulations. So basically here, Kandi is saying that since Geely took an ownership in the movement or the progress of Fengsheng, it has not gone well for a lot of different reasons. And Kandi is basically saying, well, this is time to pull out because there's not a lot of benefits for us in being in this partnership with Geely, as perhaps they don't have a word to say. Geely has the majority ownership, so they're perhaps taking all the decision. It was a Geely person that was inserted as CEO back then. So again, perhaps Kandi has been felt that they have not been heard in the company. By exiting the Fengsheng partnership, Kandi is no longer bound by the associated non-compete provisions. We are now free to be more aggressively pursue the burgeoning electric vehicle opportunity in China. And this is obviously very interesting because we don't know the exact details of that, but it could be that Kandi has been in some ways restricted of expanding their business operations in China, the sales of the vehicles. Geely is a quite big company. They have a lot of deals with other auto manufacturers. They also have recently made an agreement with Foxconn where they want to manufacture EVs for other companies. So again, perhaps Geely has used this agreement with Kandi to impose some restrictions on them, and now as they're out of that deal, they can basically sell the vehicles themselves to whoever they want to. We don't again know the details, but this is at least the indication of the comments from the chairman and CEO of Kandi. Just to illustrate the difference in size between the companies, we thought it would be interesting to look at the market cap of Geely, which is around $30 billion. And I think Kandi today is probably around $500 million in total. So again, there's a huge difference in size between the companies. And ultimately, Geely probably had a lot more power and say in the relationship than what Kandi had. So again, it sounds plausible that could be one of the reasons that they wanted to pull out, because they didn't feel that they were being heard or being progressed enough. Perhaps not a lot of focus in Geely on the development of the company itself. There could also be other reasons, of course, and again, this is pure speculations. There's no backup sources to justify that, but it is no secret that there's a pending lawsuit at the moment on Kandi Technologies. We have touched upon this in some separate videos. We haven't heard a lot of news about the lawsuit, so and as we have stated the whole time, until you're proven guilty, you're obviously innocent, and that goes the same for Kandi. But it could be that Geely had some concerns around the credibility of Kandi, and they therefore were not interested in developing any more the relationship. Maybe they wanted to pull out, maybe they wanted to pull back, maybe they wanted Kandi out specifically because of this. You never know. And as we mentioned before, Geely collaborates with many other EV manufacturers. So again, their interest may not have been as strong in Kandi, and they thought, we don't want a bad case on the back of the company and their association with Kandi, so it's better to separate the two from each other. It could definitely be the case. Obviously, we need to take the word of the CEO and chairman for good stuff, as that has been what has been communicated to the public. But again, there could definitely be other reasons behind the scenes that we are not aware about. So what is our overall opinion about Kandi? Well, definitely, in our opinion, it's still a very risky and speculative investment, as the lawsuit's outcome or whether it's going to happen is still unknown. And again, we don't still fully understand the impact in China of exiting the Geely partnership. Does it have any effect on the ride-sharing program? What is the thing about the vehicle design? Is that an issue for Kandi? What about the government? Who are they supporting? Because there's been a lot of subsidies that has been given out to the companies. Is Kandi now going to be, still being received these? Or are they limited to the company itself? How does it work? We don't know. But there is definitely some uncertainties around this that has yet to be answered. And we think this is important for you as an investor potentially to be aware of that if you're thinking about investing in Kandi Technology. Despite this being a very speculative stock, and we don't really know in which way it's going to go, the valuation of the company with the recent drop to around $7 looks, in our opinion, much more realistic. And again, if the lawsuit is going to fall away and if it's not going to happen, the share price of Kandi will definitely explode, irrespective of whether they've had any sales in the US yet or not. The share price will go bananas, in our opinion. But again, it is a risky bet, because if the lawsuit goes on and it really looks as bad as it's stated in the reports, and they've been cooking the books, obviously there's going to be some consequences out of that. So again, a speculative investment, but still, at least the valuation looks much more realistic now than what it did in the past when it was up around $13-14 a share. This was all we had for today. We really hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for future content. Please give us a like. It really helps with the algorithm. And please give us a comment in the comment section. What do you think about Kandi exiting the relationship with Geely? Is that going to be good for Kandi, or is there something that we haven't considered in this video which needs to be considered? It's always interesting for us to hear your opinion. Please keep in mind that we are not professional financial advisors, and obviously this is only done for entertainment purposes. Besides that, there's not much more to say than have a nice day, stay safe, hasta la vista, baby.